shop more.
You want her dogs more, right?
That says a lot about you as a person.
Yeah. Judge me.
All right.
There's no excuse.
So the Raging Gucci here today with Griffin outside Brooklyn Clothing Co. Today we're protesting the fur that they have in excess, of course, and any amount is excessive, of course, at Brooklyn Co. Now you're out here every weekend, is that correct?
We've been at Brooklyn Clothing for about a year now.
What response have you had from Brooklyn Clothing?
Brooklyn Clothing has been probably the most dramatic campaign that we've ever had. We do pressure campaigns, long-term pressure campaigns against businesses. Probably the longest campaign we've ever had is 2 years at Snowflake Furs. We did a year at Sun Suwa for shark fin. But Brooklyn and the employees here have by far been the most irate and people or businesses that we've ever targeted.
Right. So what kind of things have happened? What's some ridiculous thing they've done?
Just, I think their online sort of smear campaign against us. They've got a Facebook page, check it out, Friends of Brooklyn, and a lot of the stuff that they come up with there. Just blatant, exaggerated lies. It's nothing that would ever make us stop, and it's nothing that they can really fight back against us. I mean, they're trying to get us to stop protesting, so we just ignore it. But it reminds me of the long-term campaign against Schumacher Furs in Portland, how the owners really interacted with the protesters, and it just became kind of volatile, but eventually Schumacher Furs was shut down.
What other things do you do besides the demonstrations here to try to get Brooklyn Clothing Co. to get rid of the fur?
Well, basically, approximately 2 years ago, we started a campaign against Canada Goose retailers. So the first business that we targeted was Hills of Carrisdale. We protested against them for several months, and they dropped not just Canada Goose, but all fur and adopted the fur-free policy. The second one that we targeted was Grouse Mountain, and they dropped all fur, not just Canada Goose, and adopted a fur-free policy. Third one was this year, Babes on 4th. They became the newest Canada Goose retailer in the city. We approached them and they dropped it right away. So what we're trying to do is to make all of the Canada Goose retailers in the city aware of these protest campaigns, that if you sell this product, that there's a possibility that you could be the next protest target.
Yeah, you're going to be at their doorstep, making sure they know that people are standing up for the animals that have to suffer for people's vanity. Just a couple of days ago, the Fur Defenders just launched a Make Fur History campaign, and they released a bunch of undercover footage of Canadian fur farms and just cruelty and suffering of mink and foxes and other animals in these farms. How do you see a campaign like that contributing to what you're doing here?
It's so important for us. I think that those undercover investigations, both at the fur farms in the Lower Mainland here, but also the fur farm in Montreal that was exposed. This is evidence that we need to use to show these businesses, this is what you're selling, this is what you're linked to. I think now is the best time for people to start approaching businesses with the footage, with the documentation, to show them this is evidence of what we've been telling you about. If you sell fur and you are linked to this industry, that's pretty questionable practice. It's unethical. So I think that for anybody that's nervous about starting a protest campaign, it doesn't necessarily have to be protesting every single week. You could have emailing campaigns. You could have campaigns where people go on their Facebook pages and rate them and post on their Facebook page. But I think that right now, targeting businesses any way that you can is so important. And you would be surprised at how many businesses drop fur just because people contact them. There's a lot of easy victories out there that people could find out just by approaching a business and educating them. But really anything, I don't think we're seeing enough fur campaigns in Canada right now. I think that we really need to hit this hard. And now that Fur Bearers has exposed the fur trade, there's no better time than now to take what they've done, and start talking to businesses about it. And I think that it's going to surprise a lot of people who aren't aware of the fur industry in the Lower Mainland and all the fur farms, and that there's hundreds of thousands of animals languishing on fur farms in the Fraser Valley right now. I think that's going to be shocking to people. It's in our own backyard, very much in our own backyard. We could drive for 45 minutes and go see a dozen fur farms in the Fraser Valley. So.
Yeah, and you know, for those of, I mean, a lot of people from Victoria will probably be watching this because it's where I'm usually based, but certainly, you know, being over here in Vancouver, it's not far away, but you know, places like the Empress have, I think, at least 2 stores that sell a large quantity of fur. I know at the Bay, I know they sell a little bit of fur here and there on some of their trim and clothing, and I know there's other places as well on Vancouver Island that do sell fur. So, you know, being aware of supporting those places. I'd love to see some demonstrations organized. In fact, I really want to organize some, and I think this is like an excellent model that you've put together, and it seems really strong, obviously, the success that you've had.
Yeah, and there's definitely Canada Goose retailers in Victoria.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people will approach us and say, well, this is just one small business, why don't you target the Bay? And I think that when you're running long-term protest campaigns, you really have to choose a target that is a realistic target. And so protesting in one location of the Bay in Vancouver, there's no way we're going to get the Bay to go fur-free unless we have a strong national campaign. So until we get that together, and activists all across Canada start working together, we're not going to have any success with these national businesses, but what we can have an effect on is local businesses.
Yeah.
We have to choose realistic targets and use tactics that are really going to put pressure on these businesses and make them realize that, you know, if selling fur comes with something this unpleasant, then maybe we should consider not selling it. But I think that to look up on the Canada Goose website, the Canada Goose list of retailers, you can find the businesses in Victoria that sell it.
Hey. Hi. I'm looking for Jason.
He's not in.
No? Okay. Is there anyone I can talk to about this demonstration thing and all the stuff's going on? You guys?
I'm the manager. What do you need to know?
Well, I just I I see what they're doing, right? And I'm just wondering kind of like what your perspective is on this.
The best thing to do is probably email Jason.
Yeah.
We don't want to give him any publicity.
Yeah.
You know, and if anybody's gonna talk about it, he will.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I mean, has it affected your guys'?
You know, it's so hard to tell.
Or?
It's so hard to tell. Retail's up and down all the time, right? So it's like, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
But I think we are quite a bit up, since you try to measure it on, you know, the years provided.
Yeah.
And you kind of calculate your increase over those years,
yeah.
And then we also always see a spike like that. So we think it might be our buying.
Yeah.
But
you guys, I mean, you seem to carry. I've been in here for 5 seconds, so I don't really know. But you guys don't seem to carry a lot of fur stuff.
No. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is your
That's
fur
it.
section.
Smallest account in Vancouver.
Okay. And so when you guys I don't know, see this and just all the obviously trouble it causes you and such, do you guys think that, you know, would you ever consider getting rid of that just to be like, well, you know,
we're not going to let somebody tell us what we can and can't sell.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, this is Canada, right?
Yeah. What do you think about just the ethical part of that? What they're saying?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Yeah.
I think you should. I'll give you Jason's.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to him.
We've already made this before.
Yep.